How do you ask someone their ethnicity without being rude, ignorant? As a brown man, I've found rudeness, ignorance has a lot more to do with context and tone than phrasing. Zarbinochek? That's a fascinating last name. Where is it from? Invites them to get into it. Doesn't always work, though. Wow. Smith. Quote. As a multi-ethnic brown person, I don't get offended by, what is you and your family's cultural background? Or phrase it like, I really love learning about culture and heritage. Do you mind me asking what your background is? Quote. Race and culture aren't taboo emo. People are often happy to share about where they come from. As a brown man, what's your background? Where is your family originally from? Are both reasonable and acceptable. Where are you really from? Would make me think you're a bit of a cock. I generally don't care how it's phrased, unless it's coming from a place of malice or something. People aren't all educated in the infinite delicate nuances that pseudo-intellectuals demand they be. And being a half-decent person means you give people the benefit of the doubt. I have a funny story. I am British nationality but ethnicity is Indian. When I was a kid I had a rich friend. His dad asked me what I was. I said, I'm Indian. He replied in a posh accent, but you're not a real Indian, are you? Quote. He was obviously referring to me being born in England. Me and my friends were in hysterics and we still joke about it 30 years on. What's your ethnicity? If I come across an interesting name I'll say, that's a interesting name. Would you mind telling me what nationality that is? I get a 100% answer all the time. They go to as far telling me all they're about their family and where they came from. To me it is something proud to tell. At the same token, if your name is Carlson, Johnson, Anderson, or Smith I usually don't ask at all. It's all about context and tact. If you can pose the questions like an intelligent, empathetic human being, and not an ignorant fool, you're gonna be alright. Being asked, what is your ethnicity, doesn't bother me. Depends on context, but being asked, where are you from, usually makes me feel a bit bothered. Being asked, where are you really from, always bothers me. For me personally, I don't like being asked this question out of the blue. I understand people sometimes want to know, but it can have an othering kind of impact emo. Usually I just provide a subtle way of opening up the conversation in such a way to signal it would be okay to ask. I also never ask someone else this unless I receive the same cue. I'm very ethnically ambiguous and I waitress, so I get asked almost every day. It doesn't offend me, but it is really annoying after a decade. I'd rather people just didn't ask. It doesn't matter. Don't ask someone where they are from. Example, I'm white. No one has ever asked me where I'm from. They have asked me, what is your background? People of color get asked where they are from, which is an assumption about how they don't belong. Just happened in the royal family. That aide to the Queen asked a black woman where she was from. She was born and raised in England. She's from England. A better question would be, what's your heritage? But a lot of black Americans and Europeans don't know. It was stolen. So it's a delicate subject. I used to ask this. And then I saw a post or something that said, why does it matter? And ever since then I realized it really doesn't matter. Unless the person wants to talk about it themselves. I've had people asking me this my whole life. I've come to the conclusion that most are just curious and ask just for that reason. I don't really get offended, but I never understood why someone wants to know if the conversation is just going to end. I once had two guys approach me in a bar and said they were trying to figure out what you are. One thought I was this. His friend thought I was that. Don't ask that way, lol. You say, what is your ethnicity? I've never been in a situation where it mattered to me. I'm curious, may I ask what your ethnicity is? Don't ever ask, where are you really from? If they have an accent, where are you from? If they're clearly born here, no accent, what's your background? I'm a POC and appear very racially ambiguous. I usually get, where are your parents from? And my reply is always New Jersey. It cracks me up tears of joy.
If you enjoyed this video, please check out our playlists full of similar content. TooAfraidToAsk is like doom scrolling for your ears. Please like, share, and subscribe.